Hello you guys, so today we're going to be making my double chocolate glazed donuts. Now I know a lot of people love fried donuts, they prefer fried donuts, but they're intimidated by frying, they don't want to fry, or they just can't have fried donuts. So today I'm going to show you how to make yeast donuts but baked in the oven. These are very light, but just as flavorful, just as delicious, and the chocolate glaze on top is going to take these to the next level. That being said, let's get started and let's make these. So for this recipe, you'll need some warm milk, some oil. This is going to make your dough really soft and tender, along with the egg yolks, and you'll also need some yeast. Give everything a good mix and set the liquids aside for a moment. In this other bowl, I have all my dry ingredients, including the sugar. You want to give these a rough toss. Try to break up as best you can the cocoa lumps, if you have any, and then add the liquids. Now this dough is hard to work with just because it's very soft. So if you can, use a stand mixer. If you can't, or you just don't want to, make sure you use a greased spatula. This will make things so much easier. Do not go in there with your hands. This dough is way too sticky and it will just, stick to your hands. Add the salt, and you need to mix this dough for a good 2 minutes. Do not be tempted to add more flour. This is quite the workout, okay, if you're doing this by hand, just warning you. But besides that, these donuts are extremely simple to make. You're going to transfer this dough into a greased bowl, grease the top as well, cover it, and this needs to rise for a good 3 hours. Now, this dough doesn't really rise that much, but you will see that it spreads out as it ferments. I'm going to show you an up close of the dough. This is how you know your dough is alive and well. It's going to have all these beautiful air pockets. Okay, so transfer it onto a well-floured work area. Bring the dough together with your hands. I like to use a bench scraper just to help me out. You will see this dough is soft and smooth to the touch. It's a really great dough, guys. Roll it out. You don't want your donuts to be too thin, so roll it out to about 1/2 inch thickness. Now, I have a donut cutter. You can use 2 different size cookie cutters, to make the donut and then the donut hole, or just use a glass. You'll get around 12 to 14 donuts from this recipe. And the wonderful thing about this dough is that since we started out with a very soft dough, you can re-roll it 3 to 4 times and it will still be great. Place your donuts onto 2 baking sheets lined with parchment paper. Make sure you shake off any excess flour and brush the tops of each donut with some melted butter. This will give your donuts a great shine and flavor. And in the meantime, preheat your oven and you're going to bake these 1 sheet at a time at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit for about 8 to 10 minutes. Do not overbake these donuts. These can literally go from perfectly soft and done to overbaked within 2 minutes. So please keep an eye on them, or what you can do is just bake one off and see what's the perfect timing for you. Let these cool completely, and in the meantime, I'm going to show you how to make that chocolate glaze. These donuts really need the glaze, guys. That's where all the intense chocolate flavor is going to come from. It's just butter, cocoa powder, powdered sugar, and a splash of milk. If you want it sweeter, you can add more sugar. If you want a thicker glaze, add less milk. It's personal preference. Dip your donuts in that liquid heaven. I like to turn my donut and let the excess drip off. This glaze, besides being so delicious, it also sets up shiny. So the donuts, not only will they be delicious, of course, but they will look so beautiful. Add some sprinkles if you want, or you could also add some chocolate chips on top. That would be amazing as well. These donuts were gone within 1 day. They're absolutely fantastic and so pretty. They're very light. I like to call these my skinny donuts. I know they're not skinny, okay? But they're definitely lighter than fried donuts, but super flavorful because of that rich, decadent glaze. They are a great alternative to fried donuts. They're perfectly soft and melt in your mouth. Get yourself some coffee and some of these donuts.